And so the question that I always get is, Sherry, you tell me not to restrict. However, it's actually this restriction that has resulted in weight loss this whole time. Like the reason why I've lost weight is because I've restricted. And if you tell me suddenly that I'm not supposed to restrict, then I'm so worried. I am so worried that I'm going to gain all that weight that I lost. Like the reason why I'm not gaining more weight right now, or I feel like my weight is in control, is because I'm being very careful with food. And this is an important question to address because again, it feels very counterintuitive, doesn't it? Wait a minute, I'm going to release weight when I stop restricting. Welcome back, friends. I'm your host, Sherry Shaban. And with each episode, I am honored to be your coach and guide in the journey to make peace with food, fall in love with fitness, and ultimately yourself. My intention in each episode is to help you release the old story of who you are and step into the one you're always meant to be. We'll challenge conventional diet and fitness culture and understand the importance of tuning out all the shoulds they tell us to do and tuning into our own inner wisdom instead. What you focus on, you create more of. Through these conversations, you'll shift your focus from what you're supposed to be doing to who you want to be, so that health and fitness and ease around food is not just what you do, but who you are. And if you find that this conversation resonates with you today, then I want to invite you to join our free Make Peace with Food Facebook community at myfoodfreedomlifestyle.com, where you can connect with me and my team directly and access all the free trainings and resources we have for you so you can regulate your nervous system and make peace with food. And then also remember to share this episode with someone who you think needs to hear this today. The links are in the show notes. All right, now let's get into it. A question I actually get often, which is, well, you keep saying that we can't restrict, and you keep saying that food scarcity is actually a trigger to protection mode. So when we restrict our foods, when we're counting calories, when we're trying to really have a lot of control around our food, it actually triggers the nervous system to binge eat. And so the question that I always get is, Sherry, you tell me not to restrict. However, it's actually this restriction that has resulted in weight loss this whole time. Like the reason why I've lost weight is because I've restricted. And if you tell me suddenly that I'm not supposed to restrict, then I'm so worried. I am so worried that I'm going to gain all that weight that I lost. Like the reason why I'm not gaining more weight right now, or I feel like my weight is in control, is because I'm being very careful with food. And this is an important question to address because again, if it feels very counterintuitive, doesn't it? Wait a minute, I'm going to release weight when I stop restricting. And this is an answer that is really important to address because many people, and I see many people, start intuitively eating. And this is kind of one of the rules to intuitive eating. Intuitive eating is no food limits, all food is good, eat whatever you want. And that's the thing. When my nervous system is triggered into protection mode, and right now, the goal of my body and the system that it's in is to make sure that there's always blood sugar available. So I've got a lot of cravings. And so if I just start intuitively eating, then I will think that the cravings coming from my nervous system is actually my intuition. It's what my body needs. And so it's a double-edged sword at first, I will have to say, because what you have to do, number one, when you stop restricting, is you're going to start to notice the difference between mind hunger and body hunger. And mind hunger is that chatter. It's really urgent. It's generally asking you to have something that is very high in calories. It generally follows a emotional response or some sort of emotion that drives you to that. Whereas actual body hunger, this is something you're going to have to tune back into. And you tune back into body hunger by noticing that hunger comes in waves, like actual physical hunger comes in waves. And physical hunger comes in waves. And not only that, but it's very open. what you want and what you desire is actually not so selective. It's not like, I need ice cream, I need chocolate. It's like, oh, sushi sounds good. Yeah, actually, so does like a nice plate of salad and with some salmon. That also sounds really good. So you're wide open when it's actual real body hunger. And when you're real body hunger, your body is not actually requesting or craving foods that are unnatural to it. And those are the processed foods. So when you have mind hunger, you're craving foods based on the chatter in your mind, based on emotions, based on the food actually being able to supply a lot of energy in a short amount of time. Whereas when it's real body hunger, it comes and goes. It is actually following a period of time where you haven't eaten or a long activity, and you're wide open. You're looking for something a little bit more savory. You're not actually looking for something sweet, and you're looking for an actual meal, not an urgent snack. And there wasn't an emotional trigger that brought you there. So that's number one. That's part of it. That's just a small part of that. Then the other thing too, what's so interesting is if we ask ourselves this question. All right, so right now I'm restricting, let's say, sugars and certain foods, and I've been watching my carbs because I'm trying to watch my weight gain, and I want to make sure that I don't put on that weight that I lost. So let's say donuts happens to be one of those things. Okay, let's say for you, donuts happens to be your favorite meal ever. Like it's your favorite food. You love donuts, all kinds of donuts. Donuts are the best. But because I've been on this diet for so long, I actually don't let myself have donuts. And so donuts actually, because you've created this restrictive mindset around donuts, what's actually happened with donuts is that they've now become very powerful. You've given them a lot of your power. Donuts now hold a power over you. They become actually a power food. And so what happens is if you would ever, let's say, give yourself full permission to have donuts, as many donuts as you wanted for lunch, breakfast, dinner, just donuts all week. If right now you said, okay, I'm no longer restricting and I get to eat as many donuts as I wanted, and I had donuts as many as I wanted for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of the week, what do you think would happen by day 2? What do you think would happen by day 2? Yeah, probably the appeal of donuts would just no longer be there. Donuts would no longer hold a power over you. If right now your power food, that food that's holding power over you, is that ice cream that you keep seeing in your freezer, or donuts like we just shared, or cupcakes, or brownies, or French fries, and you told yourself, okay, I'm not restricting anymore. I'm going to eat them now for lunch, breakfast, dinner, on repeat for snacks. That's all I'm going to eat. I'm not going to eat anything else. After a while, your body's like, ugh, like I can't do that anymore. Stop. Give me something else. And then guess what would happen to the appeal? It would no longer be there. You wouldn't care. And that's the thing. When you restrict, you put yourself in a scarcity mindset. I can't have it. And if you want to break that power that food has over you and take your power back, you have to shift into an abundance mindset. That food has to be plentiful, and it's actually like, it's there if I want it, I just don't want it. The only reason you really want it, and it's actually you think it's your favorite food, is because you've built a dopamine reward system based on that restriction, based on the fact that you've been restricting this whole time. So I hope that starts to make sense. And again, it's a great question. And it's that question that I get all the time. Well, if I stop restricting, I'm going to gain all that weight. Yeah, except you're restricting this and this and this and this and this and that and that and that and that and that. And so your mind keeps calling for it because you desire it, you want it, you miss it, you think about it all the time, or you think about it when you see other people having it and you're not allowed to have it. But the moment that you say, I'm not restricting that anymore, and think about, okay, well, you know what? Fine, I'm going to go get some donuts, and go get a few dozen donuts and just eat them until next Tuesday, and see how you feel. You likely will never want another one again. Right? And that food no longer holds power over you. So that's actually that there's freedom behind removing that restriction. And so again, it's not to intuitively eat, because if you intuitively eat and you've got your binge response on, then your mind's going to think that you actually want the ice cream and all the things that really are the mind food that coming from the mind hunger. We have this oral phase in our life. If you're a parent, you know this, where you see kids putting everything in their mouth. And so that would say to me that that's a place to explore. If you always feel like you need to have something in your mouth, that would bring me to that part of your childhood when you were 6 months old, 8 months old, up until 2, 3 years old, where you were trying to put everything in your mouth, right? Something happened there, right? And again, that's the power of using hypnotherapy to go back, because how can I remember what happened when I was 18 months old? I can't, but guess what? My unconscious mind can. I can go back there with my unconscious mind, and it still holds all of the information, right? So powerful. It's so powerful. Thanks for listening to this episode. Whether you're already on your wellness journey or just getting started, we're in this together. If this has resonated with you today, I want to invite you to subscribe to the show so you never miss a beat. And if you know someone who could benefit from this conversation, then please share this episode with them. Let's work together to help as many people as possible make peace with food and fall in love with fitness. And also, don't forget to visit myfoodfreedomlifestyle.com to join the free Facebook group for more resources. Remember, you are an inspiration. I can't wait to hear your story. See you next time.